Chapter 309. The cute little angels were babbling. So, just let Liemo do it. It's a good opportunity to experience it. 001 felt that Eris' words made sense, so she let Liemo do what he wanted and didn't resist. This made Liemo even more excited. He couldn't help but tighten his grip on 001's hand. However, he had to restrain himself with difficulty because he couldn't bear to hurt Lin Wanting. Liemo took a deep breath. He couldn't help but lean over and lower his head to kiss 001. His lips were burning hot. 001's pink lips couldn't help but tremble slightly. However, this stimulated Liemo even more, making him kiss her even tighter, not letting her escape. The ambiguous and loud sound of water splashing rang out in the room, making Liemo's heart feel hotter and hotter. That impulse surged recklessly in his body. Liemo hooked 001's little tongue, not letting go of a single part of her little mouth. Liemo was still very inexperienced before, but now he was able to tease 001 very skillfully. Liemo swallowed the sweet liquid that belonged to 001, and passed his own into her little mouth. In the past, he couldn't understand the overly intimate exchange of liquids at all, but now it made his heart throb so much. There was even a lot of liquid that 001 didn't have time to swallow, and it overflowed along the corners of her lips. This caused Liemo's kiss to become gentler. He lovingly licked the water stains on the corners of her lips clean one by one. When he was aroused, his body that was holding 001 unconsciously moved. He took her to her big bed. Liemo couldn't help but groan, because of the sudden intimate contact with her soft body. He couldn't bear to let go of 001, he hugged her even tighter. He couldn't help but kiss her. His hand couldn't help but move. Even though Liemo's body hurt from wanting to do it, he knew very well that he couldn't do it. However, this didn't mean that he couldn't do anything. He could still let her experience the beauty of lust. 001 was utterly defeated by Liemo's fingers and tongue. Her eyes were misty and her face was flushed. She let herself indulge in the pleasure of her body. The beautiful scenery that 001 presented in front of him was caused by himself, which made Liemo more and more addicted to it. He tried his best to please her. 001 was paralyzed on the big bed. Lust was really terrible. It drained all the strength from her body, but her limbs were trembling with pleasure. Liemo fell on 001 and hugged her tightly. His face was buried deep in 001's neck. Liemo rubbed himself against 001's body impatiently. His voice was almost pleading and acting like a spoiled child. Wan, help me. In fact, although it was not obvious, Liemo was indeed shy. But he buried his face in 001's shoulder, so that no one could see his red face. The room was full of 001's sweet smell, which was emitted from her body. Just now, Liemo's trembling fingers touched the most delicate part of 001's body, which made him yearn for it day and night. He tasted the sweet taste, and his fingers were stained with the evidence of her love for him. 001's clothes were disheveled. Her blouse was completely open. Her underwear was thrown over her head, and her skirt was piled up. However, her wet underwear was hanging on her feet. At this time, 001 was completely obedient to Liemo, letting him lead her hand to start moving. Soon, the room was full of Liemo's smell, which filled Liemo's heart with great satisfaction and joy. Liemo rubbed 001's face with attachment. His heart was as soft as warm water. Wan, my Wan. Liemo calmed down with 001 in his arms. He was reluctant to leave her. However, he also understood the importance of the matter. He couldn't stay in Lin Wanting's room for a long time. Therefore, Liemo had to get up reluctantly. Seeing Lin Wanting being tormented by him like this, his body was excited again. Liemo's cheeks and ears were thoroughly red, and his eyes were somewhat evasive, not daring to meet 001's gaze. Liemo's breathing was rapid. He began to help 001 put on her clothes with trembling hands. But 001's underwear couldn't be used at all. He had to change it. Seeing its wet appearance, Liemo put it under his nose and sniffed it gently. Liemo even had a thought in his mind. He wanted to lick it. However, Liemo quickly reacted. Just now, he really did seem like a pervert, but he really did have that strong desire. Thinking of the circumstances that caused the situation, Liemo almost had a nosebleed. He hurriedly covered his nose. Liemo tried to calm himself down. He turned around and went to 001's closet to take out a new pair of underwear for her. As soon as he saw her private and secret things, the fragrance that belonged to her rushed to his face. Li Mo's cheeks turned red again, and his heart couldn't help but beat wildly. After Li Mo took care of 001 in front of the mirror, he couldn't help but hug her from behind and gently kiss her hair. Wan, let's get engaged. 001. 001 was dumbfounded, and so was the companion artifact 22 heir. Were all human relationships so fast? She felt that she had just agreed to go out with Li Mo, and now he wanted to get engaged to her. Li Mo's heart was filled with tenderness. He thought that since he and Lin Wanting were already like this, of course, he should give her an explanation. And in fact, Li Mo really couldn't wait to have Lin Wanting. Just being her boyfriend was not enough. He wanted to settle down with her as soon as possible. 001's eyelashes fluttered rapidly. She felt that she had encountered the biggest crisis since she started the mission. What's wrong with agreeing to it? The vows on Earth are not as unbreakable as they are on planet Araga. Vows on Earth are made to be broken. What? Is that so? 001 was shocked. 001 smiled gently and said, Li Mo, I'll pull you up. Li Mo. Li Mo turned his head like a robot, making creaking sounds. Li Mo's eyes widened uncontrollably as if he was frightened. Such an expression had never appeared on the cold and self-restrained Li Mo. It was really an eye-opener. But upon closer inspection, this added a bit of childishness to Li Mo's body, making him appear somewhat cute. Why did she just stand there and watch? Could it be that she wasn't frightened and wouldn't shout in panic? Lin Wanting didn't turn around. She even reached out to him with a calm face to pull him up. Was he making a fuss over nothing? Was it not a big deal for a girl to see a naked man? Li Mo's mind was in a mess. He was confused by 001's action. But in fact, for the people of planet Araga, their form didn't need clothes. So 001 didn't feel anything for Li Mo. 001 frowned slightly. Why hadn't Li Mo acted yet? The creatures on Earth were so fragile. If he stayed in the water for a long time, she was afraid that his body wouldn't be good. Just as 001 was about to bend down to catch Li Missouri, footsteps and laughter came from the other side of the forest. 001 curiously turned her head to look. At this time, Li Mo finally made a move. He grabbed 001's hand and vigorously dragged her into the water. Li Mo only had one thought in his mind at that time. He absolutely couldn't let them see this appearance. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to explain themselves clearly. Li Mo dragged 001 over, held her body in his arms, and took her to hide behind a big rock. However, Li Mo realized in hindsight that he had made a confused decision. Because he wasn't wearing anything, but he was tightly pressed against the warm and soft jade in his arms without any gap. In this cool night wind and cold pool water, only the soft and smooth body in his arms was the only warmth. Holding Lin Wanting tighter was a human instinct to absorb heat, but this made Li Mo feel Lin Wanting's body more deeply. In particular, Li Mo's big hand covered Lin Wanting's small mouth, making his palm feel the heat of her breath and her delicate and soft lips like petals. This caused Li Mo's heart to involuntarily feel strange, like a ripple on the surface of a lake. Li Mo's hand couldn't help but tremble slightly. He put himself in a more embarrassing situation, but now he was really in a difficult situation. 001 obediently stayed in Li Mo's arms and didn't resist. She was puzzled by his series of actions and had no idea what he wanted to do. The people who came were a man and a woman. They were not their classmates, but a young couple. Instead of sleeping at night, a young couple came to this place. What did they want to do? Sure enough, the young couple didn't say much and went straight to the point. Soon, there was an ambiguous sound in the woods. Li Mo. The skin on his hand and the part of his body that was close to Lin Wanting started to heat up. Li Mo had never been so embarrassed in his life. If he could go back in time, Li Mo would never have come here without sleeping at night. Even if he came here, he wouldn't have gone to take a shower, and he wouldn't have pulled Lin Wanting into the water as if his brain was cramping. But there was no medicine for regret in this world. Even if he wanted to dig a hole and hide in it, Li Mo had to face it bravely. What was more embarrassing than watching a romantic action movie with a girl? You were naked, and the girl was soaking wet. What's worse is that the two of you are so close together. Even if Li Mo had no romantic feelings for Lin Wanting, He couldn't go against his man's instincts. What's more, it was easy to breed lust at night, and there was the excitement of having sex in the wild forest. As the sound in his ears became louder and louder, their movements became more and more intense. Feeling Lin wanting in his arms, Limo's breathing couldn't help but quicken. He was very glad that Lin wanting was completely blocked. She couldn't see the situation on the other side, but she could hear it. This imperceptibly caused the atmosphere between the two of them to become even more ambiguous until Limo's body reacted. Limo was completely stiff, and he didn't dare to look at 001 at all. However, his body seemed to be consciously rubbing 001, looking for the most comfortable way for himself. However, after the physical pleasure, he was faced with a mental torture. This kind of ice and fire really made Limo have an indescribable feeling. Ever since the two of them came in, 001 had been secretly watching their movements. That's right, Error was broadcasting live. So this is the reproduction of the creatures on Earth. All the information has been collected. In 001's eyes, this was just normal human instinctive behavior. She didn't feel anything else. She didn't know about Limo's complicated psychological and physiological reactions. Until 001 felt something pressing against her back. 001 had analyzed the video just now. It was the male reproductive organ. This meant that the male wanted to go in and reproduce the next generation, but obviously, Limo couldn't do it here. And 001 also learned that if it wasn't resolved properly, it would harm the health of the male body on Earth. The two of them finally came to an end, stopped, and left in a hurry. 001 turned to look at Limo and asked, "Are you okay?" Limo. Ever since the two of them left, Limo had slightly relaxed his body, and his body felt weak. But in fact, Limo's forehead was full of sweat, and it seemed that he was having a hard time holding it in. The parts that were hard before didn't soften at all. Limo was ashamed of his action of caressing Lin wanting. Although he couldn't forget that feeling, he still couldn't forget it. Chapter 3:10. The cute little angels were all very open-minded. The Li family's parents were very open-minded. Lin wanting was also very good, and they were happy to see it happen. However, if he wanted to marry someone else's daughter, it was never that simple. Therefore, Father Li and Mama Li both gave Limo encouragement and support. Father Lin and Mother Lin were not unreasonable people. Their daughter had grown up, and it was indeed time for her to fall in love. They were just worried that she did not know how to protect herself from harm. When Limo came to the door with a gift, they did not make things difficult for him. "Uncle, Auntie. I'm Wan's boyfriend." Limo formally introduced himself to Father Lin and Mother Lin. His every move was elegant and polite. He naturally wanted to leave a good impression on his future father-in-law and mother-in-law. That's right, in Limo's heart, he firmly believed in 001. Father Lin and Mother Lin would not believe a verbal promise. Now, there was no need for them to talk too deeply. However, when they saw Limo's sincere attitude and sincere gaze, they could only observe him in secret, allowing them to observe him from all sides. Limo was well aware of this. He wanted to use his own actions to prove himself to Lin Wanting's parents. Lin Wanting's parents allowed Limo to go upstairs to see her. At this time, 001 was in her bedroom. Limo gently opened the door and quietly walked in. He hugged her from behind. "You little heartless. Didn't you know to call me?" Limo's hands were tightly wrapped around 001's waist, but his face could not help but be buried deep in her neck. He gently rubbed against it and took a deep breath of the fragrance that belonged to her body. Limo didn't expect that falling in love would make him become like this. However, the person who was troubled and tossing and turning was indeed him. The person who caused him to become like this was the girl in his arms. 001 was not scared by Limo. He knew that Limo was here as soon as he appeared. Therefore, 001 was very comfortable in Limo's arms, which obviously pleased him. He couldn't help but tighten his grip on 001, and he couldn't help but plant a kiss on 001's fair and beautiful neck. Limo had long noticed 001's delicate and beautiful neck. Every time he hugged her, it would appear under his nose to seduce him. This time, Limo finally couldn't hold back and gently kissed it. This made 001 feel a little itchy. She couldn't help but hide, but it made Limo laugh with her and want a foot after taking an inch. Limo rubbed against her intimately and smiled. "Did you miss me?" Liemo found that once he fell in love, he was no different from other boys. He even seemed to be more clingy. Naturally, 001 wouldn't call Liemo for no reason. She couldn't care less about the sweetness in love. 001 turned her head from Liemo's arms to look at him. When I think of my beloved, my heart is filled with boundless wealth. For the sake of my love for you, I will fight against time with all my might. Liemo stared at 001 with his affectionate eyes, and his gentle voice read 2 sentences from Shakespeare's sonnets to her. 001 looked up at him, which made Liemo's heart tremble, and turbulent feelings hit him like a wave. However, Liemo's face looked very calm, but his eyes were slightly dark and deep. If thinking of me makes you sad, I'd rather forget, in your sweet thoughts. Liemo approached 001 step by step, and his mouth continued to recite the heart-tugging love poem. Liemo's breathing became more and more rapid, and his eyes were locked on 001. He couldn't suppress his desire, which prompted him to get closer to Lin Wanting. Liemo's hand gently stroked 001's arm, along her smooth and delicate skin, until he held her shoulder tightly. Father Lin and Mother Lin weren't unreasonable people. Their daughter had grown up, and it was indeed time for her to fall in love. They were just worried that she wouldn't know how to protect herself and would get hurt. When Liemo came to the door with a gift, they didn't make things difficult for him. Uncle, Auntie, I'm Wan's boyfriend. Liemo formally introduced himself to Father Lin and Mother Lin. His every move was elegant and polite, and he naturally wanted to leave a good impression on his future father-in-law and mother-in-law. Yes, in Liemo's heart, he firmly believed that 001 was 001. Father Lin and Mother Lin wouldn't believe a verbal promise, and there was no need for them to talk too much now. However, when they saw Liemo's sincere attitude and sincere gaze, they could only observe him in secret, allowing them to observe him from all sides. Liemo was well aware of this. He wanted to prove himself to Lin Wanting's parents with his own practical actions. Lin Wanting's parents allowed Liemo to go upstairs to see her. At this time, 001 was in her bedroom. Liemo gently opened the door, walked in quietly, and hugged her from behind. You little heartless girl. Didn't you know to call me? Liemo's hands were tightly wrapped around 001's waist, but he couldn't help burying his face deep into her neck, rubbing it gently and taking a deep breath of her fragrance. Liemo didn't expect that falling in love would make him like this. However, it was indeed him who was worried and tossing and turning, and it was the girl in his arms who caused him to be like this. 001 was not frightened by Liemo. She knew it as soon as he appeared, and she just let him be. Therefore, 001 was very comfortable in Liemo's arms, which obviously pleased him. He couldn't help holding 001's hand tightly, and he couldn't help kissing 001's white and beautiful neck. Liemo had long noticed 001's delicate and beautiful neck. Every time he hugged her, it would appear under his nose to tempt him. This time, Liemo finally couldn't help kissing it gently. This made 001 feel a little itchy. She couldn't help but hide, but Liemo laughed with her and wanted a yard after taking an inch. Liemo rubbed her intimately and said with a smile, Did you miss me? Liemo found that once he fell in love, he was no different from other boys, and even more clingy. Of course, 001 wouldn't call Liemo for no reason. She couldn't understand the sweetness of love. Chapter 3:11. Sweet little angels Lila, but the culprit who made Liemo restless and unable to sleep was still the same Lin Wanting who didn't notice anything. Liemo furrowed his brows. He didn't know why he wanted a woman other than Sun Jiaoyang. Could it be that he was such a fickle man? Sun Jiaoyang had only left him not long ago. He had started to pay attention to other women. However, Lin Wanting's every move made him feel helpless, but there was also an indescribable feeling. Liemo really couldn't help but care about it. These things made Liemo upset. He sat down by the pool and threw stones into it. Recent events flashed before his eyes like a tangled mess. It made Liemo's mood worse and worse. Liemo simply took off his clothes and put them aside. He plunged into the water. He wanted to calm himself down. A brain that had lost its rationality and calmness was the most terrifying. Things would get worse and worse. Just at this moment, 001 arrived here. She heard the sound of water and sped up. She shouted, Liemo! Liemo instinctively jumped out of the water, splashing water everywhere, and happened to meet 001's eyes on the shore. There was a dead silence. Liemo was completely stunned. He didn't know how to react at all. 001 heaved a sigh of relief. Liemo was still alive. The night wind blew over. Liemo's body couldn't help but shrink back. Only then did he wake up. Liemo suddenly realized what kind of state he was in now. He had no clothes on and was naked in the water. And Lin Wanting saw everything from the shore. Liemo's body was completely stiff. His expression was the same. He didn't know how to react at all. Liemo had never encountered such a difficult situation in his life. He even felt that he was very stupid to be entangled in those things just now. Compared to this, it was nothing. 001 didn't know what Liemo was thinking. She looked at him motionless in the water and reached out to him. 001 smiled gently and said, "Liemo, let me pull you up." Liemo. Liemo turned his head around like a robot, making creaking sounds. Liemo's eyes widened uncontrollably as if he was startled. Such an expression had never appeared on Liemo's face before. This was really an eye-opener. But upon closer inspection, this added a childish air to Liemo's body, making him look rather cute. Why was she just standing there and watching? Could it be that she was not frightened and would not scream in panic? Lin Wanting did not turn her back. She even reached out to him with a calm face and pulled him up. Could it be that he was making too much of a fuss? Was it not a big deal for a girl to see a naked man now? Liemo's mind was in a mess. He was confused by 001's actions. However, for the people of planet Araga, their form did not need clothes, so they did not feel anything about Liemo's naked 001. 001 frowned slightly. Why hadn't Liemo acted yet? The creatures on Earth were so fragile. If he stayed in the water for too long, his body would probably not be well. Just as 001 was about to bend down to catch Missouri, the sound of footsteps and laughter came from the other side of the forest. 001 turned her head curiously. At this time, Liemo finally made a move. He grabbed 001's hand and dragged her into the water. There was only one thought in Liemo's mind at that time. He must not let them see this. Otherwise they would not be able to explain themselves. Liemo dragged 001 over, held her body in his arms, and hid behind a big rock with her. However, Liemo realized that he had made a stupid decision. Because he was not wearing anything, but he was pressed tightly against the warm and fragrant soft body in his arms. In this chilly night wind and ice-cold pond water, the soft and smooth body in his arms was the only warmth he had. Hugging Lin Wanting tighter was the human instinct to absorb heat, but this made Liemo feel Lin Wanting's body more deeply. Especially when Liemo's big hand covered Lin Wanting's small mouth, he felt her hot breath in his palm and her delicate and soft lips like petals. This caused Liemo's heart to involuntarily feel strange, like shallow ripples on the surface of a lake. Liemo's hand trembled uncontrollably. He had put himself in a more embarrassing situation, but now he was really in a difficult position. 001 was obediently in Liemo's arms and did not resist. She felt puzzled by his series of actions and had no idea what he wanted to do. The people who came were a man and a woman. They were not classmates, but a young couple. Instead of sleeping in the middle of the night, the young couple came to this place. What else could they do? Sure enough, the young couple did not say much and went straight to the subject. Soon, there was an ambiguous sound in the woods. Liemo. The skin covered by his hand and the place where his body was pressed against Lin Wanting became hot. Liemo had never been so embarrassed in his life. If he could go back in time, Liemo would definitely not come here at night without sleeping. Even if he came here, he would not go down to take a bath, nor would he pull Lin Wanting into the water as if he had a brain cramp. But there was no medicine for regret in this world. No matter how much he wanted to dig a hole and hide in it, Liemo had to face it bravely. What's more embarrassing than watching an action movie with a girl? You're not wearing any clothes, and the girl is drenched. What was worse was that the two of you were pressed against each other. Even if Liemo had no desire for Lin Wanting, he could not go against a man's instinct. What's more, it was easy to arouse desire at night. There was also the excitement of fighting in the wild in the woods. As the sound in his ears became louder and louder, their movements became more and more intense. Feeling Lin Wanting in his arms, Liemo's breathing couldn't help but quicken. He was very glad that Lin Wanting was completely blocked. She could not see the situation on the other side, but she could hear it. This made the atmosphere between the two of them even more ambiguous until Li Mo's body reacted. Li Mo was completely stiff. He did not dare to look at 001 at all. However, his body seemed to be consciously rubbing 001, looking for the most comfortable way for himself. However, after the physical pleasure, he was faced with the torture of the soul. Such a combination of ice and fire really gave Li Mo an indescribable feeling. Since the two people came in, 001 has been secretly watching their actions. That's right, the live broadcast of the two of them. It turns out that this is the reproduction of creatures on the Earth. The information is all collected. In the eyes of 001, this was just a normal human instinct. She did not feel anything else. She did not know all the complex psychological and physiological reactions of Li Mo. Until 001 felt something pressing against his back. 001 had already analyzed it from the image just now. It was a male reproductive organ. This meant that the male wanted to go in and reproduce the next generation, but obviously Li Mo could not be here. 001 also understood that if it was not solved well, it would damage the health of the Earth's males. The two people finally came to an end. They stopped and left in a hurry. 001 turned to look at Li Mo and asked, "Are you okay?" Li Mo. Since the two people left, Li Mo relaxed his body a little, and his body felt weak. But in fact, Li Mo's forehead was full of sweat, and it seemed that he was having a hard time holding back. The places that had hardened before did not soften at all. Li Mo was very ashamed of his subconscious action of stroking Lin Wanting, although he could not forget that feeling. However, it was suddenly exposed by Lin Wanting, and blood rushed to Li Mo's head. Li Mo felt that the face in his life was completely lost in front of Lin Wanting. Li Mo was silent. He did not know what he should say to Lin Wanting at all. 001 thought that she should help him. Was he embarrassed to ask? However, before 001 could speak, Li Mo's eyes glanced at her body, but he quickly looked away as if he was scolded. 001's clothes were all wet and stuck to her body. It was faintly discernible, and it was a fatal temptation. What's more, although Lin Wanting was slender and gentle, her figure was very good. She was fat in the places that should be fat, and thin in the places that should be thin. This was very attractive to men, and it made Li Mo's throat dry. A thought flashed through his mind uncontrollably. It turned out to be pink, and there was a C in it. After realizing what he was thinking, Li Mo did not dare to look at Lin Wanting. It was not until now that Li Mo realized that he was no different from those boys who liked to watch porn. He also had the troubles of puberty. Put on your clothes quickly. On the contrary, Li Mo spoke to 001 first. At least he had to cover Lin Wanting first. Chapter 3:12. The cute little angels, Li la la. Therefore, he carried 001 in his arms. He walked to a rock at the side and put it down. This feeling was indeed very novel to 001. After all, the last time she carried Li Mo like this. In the eyes of the general of planet Araga, Li Mo was the fragile creature that needed her careful care, but in the end, she was treated like this by him. Li Mo squatted down in front of 001. He reached out his hand and gently held her ankle. Li Mo hesitated for a moment. He still reached out and began to help 001 take off her shoes. He explained to her, "Don't move, I'll take a look for you." Li Mo was not used to having intimate actions with others, and he did not want to have any ambiguous actions with girls that would cause others to misunderstand. But now, Lin Wanting was a classmate who was injured and needed help, if he still cared about these things. He was too cold-blooded. 001 looked intently at Li Mo, who was squatting in front of her. She could only see the gentleness in his eyes at this moment. Li Mo had no distracting thoughts. He was just worried that his classmate would help her check. Lin Wanting's foot was fine. When Li Mo finally calmed down, he felt the gaze that could not be ignored. This was not as aggressive as when Lin Wanting was looking at him previously. This made Li Mo raise his head curiously. He happened to bump into 001's focused eyes, which were staring at him in a daze. It was as if he was the only one in those black and white eyes, which made Li Mo's heart palpitate involuntarily. Li Mo suddenly lowered his head, as if he was deliberately avoiding something. "Your foot is fine, let me help you up." As he said that, Li Mo put on 001's shoes. He was about to help her up. 001 looked at him inquiringly. Li Mo's emotional fluctuations just now were a little strange. Why was that? When he met Lin Wanting's pure white puzzled eyes, Li Mo's heart sank, and he avoided her eyes again. Li Mo did not look at 001 throughout the whole process. He helped her walk to the place where the students gathered. Many female students and even male students have prepared meals. 001 went over to help them. Li Mo, this is delicious. Try it. Li Mo's friend picked up a piece of kung pao chicken and put it in his bowl. Li Mo's brows furrowed slightly. Before he could say anything, a pair of chopsticks snatched the food from his bowl. Under everyone's burning gaze, 001 said gently, "He can't eat spicy food." 001 calmly ate the food she picked up from Li Mo's bowl. She thought that she was really a good Alagama. Although she wouldn't have been injured without Li Mo, she had to be grateful to others for their help, so it was only right for her to help him. Then, 001 smiled at Li Mo, reached out his chopsticks, and gave him his favorite stir-fried asparagus. There was no need to thank her. She didn't ask for anything in return. Li Mo looked at 001 with a complicated look in his eyes. Even the asparagus in his bowl seemed to have changed in taste. Li Mo lowered his head in silence. Finally, he picked up the asparagus and ate it. He couldn't accept it in the past, and it was impossible for him to eat it. Maybe it was because Lin Wanting shocked him so much that he forgot it. Most of the students in the cram school were in the same class as Lin Wanting and Li Mo before. Seeing this situation, they couldn't help but look at each other. They all knew that Li Mo had an ex-girlfriend, Sun Jiaoyang, who went abroad, and Li Mo couldn't forget her. Now their commissary in charge of studies was going to pursue Li Mo? However, Lin Wanting was as gentle and considerate as ever, which made them envious of Li Mo's luck. 001 didn't take this matter to heart at all. She didn't know what kind of ripples her actions had caused in other people's hearts. In the middle of the meal, Li Mo suddenly remembered that Lin Wanting had just finished eating the food in his bowl and picked it up with those chopsticks. Then, he ate it. Li Mo's mind was full of this sentence, and then he choked hard. This attracted 001's attention. She poured a glass of water for him. Seeing this, other people teased Li Mo ambiguously, and some even made a scene. This made Li Mo choke harder. 001 really didn't notice this embarrassing atmosphere. She reached out and patted Li Mo on the back to calm him down. 001 couldn't help but sigh in her heart. The Earth's males were too fragile. They could hurt their bodies just by eating. It seemed that she had to be more careful with them in the future. Li Mo's ears were already burning up uncontrollably. As soon as 001 got closer, he could smell the fragrance on her body. When he recalled the feeling of touching her just now, his cheeks began to heat up uncontrollably. Li Mo had never felt so helpless before. He dodged 001 as if he was running away from something. At this time, Li Mo suddenly had a feeling that since he met Lin Wanting during the summer vacation, his life began to get out of control, and he became different from himself. 001 didn't notice anything at all. She continued to eat happily and didn't notice that other people were looking at them more ambiguously. Li Mo felt very uncomfortable in his heart, but he could only pretend that nothing had happened. Li Mo still couldn't help but steal a glance at Lin Wanting. He found that this girl, who looked like a lady from a noble family, was indeed very silly sometimes, or in love. After the meal, someone was assigned to wash the dishes. 001 and Li Mo both went to set up tents. 001 had never done these things before, but as long as she searched for information, she could copy it and do it. However, 001 was still very keen in these aspects. She compared the power that Lin Wanting should have and understood that she shouldn't be able to do these things alone. It happened that Li Mo came to help the boys. Li Mo stood beside 001 without saying a word. After all, the men on Earth were really very weak in their hearts. Li Mo stared at 001's back until she disappeared. Only then did he withdraw his gaze reluctantly. He couldn't help but bow his head and chuckle, but he really couldn't suppress his joy. Li Mo never thought that love could be such a wonderful thing. However, there was indeed nothing between the two of them now. At least in Li Mo's view, they didn't deliberately flirt. All of this smelled of a strange combination of factors. Mama Li didn't force Li Mo. She just looked at him deeply and said, "Son, it's good that you know in your heart. If there's anything you don't understand, you can ask me." Lady Li patted Li Mo on the shoulder and left. After all, she was also an experienced person and understood some of the thoughts of these young people. However, Lady Li's actions still knocked heavily on Li Mo's heart, knocking some things that he had always wanted to escape. 001 went to college with Error. She had a little taste of college life in Lin Wanting's memory, and she and Error were looking forward to it. Li Mo and 001 both went to college on the same day, just happened to be sent there by their parents, and both of them had an appointment. On the train, Mr. Lin and Mr. Li were talking, and Mrs. Lin and Mama Li were also chatting happily, leaving 001 and Li Mo staring at each other. Of course, 001 didn't feel this kind of embarrassment. She handed her snack bag to Li Mo in a friendly manner and said, "It's very delicious. Do you want to eat?" Li Mo didn't know why, but now that he was with Lin Wanting, he felt that something was wrong. He could only make himself ignore her as much as possible, but that was not good. 001 broke the silence. Li Mo shook his head and said, "No, thank you." 001 ate happily by herself. Of course, even so, her etiquette was still very good. Li Mo wouldn't take the initiative to talk to 001. Instead, he picked up a book to read. The two of them sat together and did their own things, which was very harmonious. 001 could not make a sound at all. However, not only did Li Mo not feel annoyed, but he couldn't help but raise the corner of his mouth. Mr. Lin and Mrs. Lin didn't notice the problem between Li Mo and Lin Wanting, but Lady Li was well aware of it. She didn't say that she was going to matchmake Li Mo and Lin Wanting. She wouldn't interfere too much in her own son's love affairs. Lady Li would only remind Li Mo so that he wouldn't make mistakes. She glanced at Li Mo and Lin Wanting worriedly. She couldn't help but feel relieved. When they arrived at the university, the parents of the two families went to help them with the formalities and so on. Lin Wanting was escorted to Susei by Li Mo and helped her carry her luggage. Lin Wanting and Li Mo were such handsome men and beautiful women that people couldn't help but stare at them along the way. What's more, Lin Wanting had a unique temperament, as if she were a lady from an ancient family. Such a beauty was rare in today's society. "Hello, classmate. I'm Soon. I live on the upper berth." 001 had just arrived at the dormitory. When Li Mo was helping her put her things down, a roommate came to say hello to her. The other party was a beautiful and lovely girl. However, Xianghua didn't expect that after 001 saw a snake soaking in the hot spring, she didn't panic at all, let alone run out and shout. 001 calmly scooped up the snake and held it in front of her eyes to observe it carefully. It was still alive. Surprisingly, it was still alive. The snake hissed and stuck out its tongue, as if it was showing off to 001. However, in fact, animals had a more sensitive instinct than humans. It sensed that 001 was a very dangerous existence to it. It was just afraid and wanted to run away. But 001 held the snake's body tightly and looked at its green eyes. "Error, is this the snake on Earth?" "Yes, it's a reptile. It's non-venomous." 001 nodded its little head with interest. Other than humans, this was the first time she had been so close to another creature on Earth. 001 was having a good time playing with the snake, but Xianghua, who was waiting outside, became anxious. Why hasn't there been any reaction for so long? What's going on inside? Xianghua gritted her teeth. She couldn't wait any longer, so she decided to go in and see the situation in person. However, 001 was not scared, but she was so scared that she screamed. 001 is also scared by her voice. Her hand trembles, and the snake flies out of her hand. And so coincidentally, the snake fell on Xianghua's body. This scared Xianghua out of her wits. Her voice almost pierced through the sky. At this time, 001 suddenly rushed out of the water, bringing with it a splash of water. She grabbed a towel from the side and wrapped it around herself, then ran towards Xianghua. 001 knew that the fragile little females on Earth were afraid of these things, and it was said that males were generally stronger than females. But when 001 thought of the weakly MO, she suddenly felt that the females on Earth were really weak, and they needed more care. Therefore, 001 put one hand around Xianghua's waist and held her in his arms, and quickly took the snake from her with the other hand. "Well, it's all right. Don't be afraid." 001 comforted Xianghua in a soft voice unique to Lin Wanting. It was very comfortable to listen to. Even Xianghua couldn't help sobbing and gradually calmed down under her comfort. 001 reached out and gently wiped away Xianghua's tears. Well, don't cry. Your delicate makeup is about to be put on. 001's words made Xianghua stunned. Only then did she realize that she had been hugging her enemy. This made her face turn red. She pushed 001 away vigorously and got out of her arms. Who told you to say that? Xianghua said angrily. But she didn't know why her eyes flickered, and she didn't dare to look at 001. In the end, Xianghua secretly glared at 001 and ran away. This made 001 confused. It seemed that the minds of girls on Earth were also difficult to understand. Xianghua made such a big noise before, which alarmed a lot of other people. When Li Mo heard that it was Lin Wanting's hot spring that had an accident, he rushed out in a hurry. Ah, there's a thief. They didn't expect that someone would take advantage of the chaos to steal things. The girls screamed. Hearing this, 001 quickly ran out, but she didn't expect to run into Li Mo head-on. 001 was so focused on catching the thief that he didn't notice anything, but Li Mo was so angry that he was about to spit fire. 001 wanted to run past Li Missouri. She didn't want to stay at all. However, when she passed by Li Mo suddenly reached out and grabbed her tightly. Not only that, but this was different from usual. Li Mo directly hid 001 in his arms. This surprised 001, so she paused for a moment, and was firmly held in his arms by Li Mo. However, what greeted 001 was Li Mo's exasperated reprimand, which surrounded her like a blanket. Lin Wanting, what are you thinking? Why did you run out dressed like this? TSK, his hormone secretion is too strong, and his male hormones are also very active. To put it simply, he is in heat and wants to have sex with you, right? 001 confirmed error statement. Yes, but the reproduction method on planet Araga is different from that on Earth. So, you can let Li Mo do it. It's a good opportunity to see it. 001 felt that what error said made sense, so she let Li Mo do what he wanted and didn't resist. This made Li Mo even more excited, and he couldn't help but tighten his grip on 001's hand. However, he had to restrain himself with difficulty because he couldn't bear to hurt Lin Wanting. Li Mo took a deep breath. He couldn't help but lean down and kiss 001. His lips were so hot that 001's pink lips couldn't help but tremble slightly. However, this stimulated Li Mo even more, making him kiss her more tightly, not letting her escape. The ambiguous and loud wet sound rang in the room, making Li Mo's heart get hotter and hotter. The impulse surged in his body. Li Mo hooked 001's tongue, not letting go of any part of her little mouth. Obviously, Li Mo was very inexperienced before, but now he was very skilled at teasing 001. Li Mo swallowed the sweet saliva that belonged to 001, and then passed his own into her little mouth. In the past, he couldn't understand the overly intimate behavior of exchanging liquids, but now it made his heart throb. There was even a lot of liquid that 001 didn't have time to swallow, and it overflowed along the corners of her lips. This made Li Mo's kiss gentle, and he lovingly licked the water stains on the corners of her lips. When he was aroused, his body that was holding 001 moved unconsciously, and he fell on her big bed with her. Then, 001 smiled at Li Mo and reached out to pick up his favorite stir-fried asparagus with her chopsticks. There was no need to thank her. She didn't ask for anything in return. Li Mo's gaze at 001 became complicated again. Even the asparagus in his bowl seemed to have changed. Li Mo lowered his head in silence. In the end, he picked up the asparagus and ate it. In the past, he could not accept such a thing, and it was impossible for him to eat it. Perhaps it was because the shock that Lin Wanting had brought him was too great that he had forgotten. Most of the students in the cram school used to be in the same class as Lin Wanting and Li Mo. Seeing the situation, they could not help but look at each other. They all knew that Li Mo had an ex-girlfriend, Sun Jiaoyang, who had gone abroad, and Li Mo could not forget her. Now their commissary in charge of studies was going to pursue Li Mo? However, Lin Wanting was as gentle and considerate as ever. They could not help but envy Li Mo's luck. 001 did not take this matter to heart at all. She had no idea what kind of ripples her actions had caused in other people's hearts. In the middle of the meal, Limo suddenly remembered that Lin Wanting had just finished eating the food in his bowl and picked up some for himself with those chopsticks. Then, he ate it, ate it, ate it. Limo's mind was full of this sentence, and then he choked hard. This caused 001 to look at him sideways, and she poured him a glass of water. Seeing this, other people teased Limo ambiguously, and some even made a scene. This made Limo choke harder. 001 really did not notice this embarrassing atmosphere. She reached out and patted Limo on the back to calm him down. 001 could not help but sigh in her heart. Earth males were so fragile that they could hurt their bodies just by eating. It seemed that she had to be more careful with them in the future. Limo's ears were already burning up uncontrollably. As soon as 001 got closer, he could smell the fragrance on her body. When he recalled the feeling of touching her just now, his cheeks began to heat up uncontrollably. Limo had never felt so helpless before. He dodged 001 as if he was running away from something. At this time, Limo suddenly had a feeling that since he met Lin Wanting during the summer vacation, his life began to be out of control, and he became different from himself. 001 did not notice anything at all. She continued to eat happily, and did not notice that other people were looking at them more ambiguously. Limo felt very uncomfortable in his heart, but he could only pretend that nothing had happened. Limo could not help but steal a glance at Lin Wanting. He found that this girl, who looked like a lady from a noble family, was indeed very silly sometimes, or in love. After the meal, someone was assigned to wash the dishes. 001 and Limo both went to set up tents. 001 felt that what Error said made sense, so she let Limo do it and did not resist. I really didn't use any strength to pry him away. Even if you're a guardian, you should at least do something for Limo. In the end, I really didn't do anything other than liking him. Otherwise, even if she didn't say that she liked him, how could he not be touched after she had done so much for Limo in the past 6 years? If she confessed at this time, even if he didn't like her, there was a high chance that he would be willing to date her and go out with her. In the end, she really didn't seize the chance at all. If that was the case, how could she have the face to regret it for the rest of her life? It was clear that she didn't do her best. Otherwise, if she did her best to love someone, it would be a beautiful memory when she was old, not a regret. Moreover, Lin Wanting didn't expect that she would regret it for the rest of her life. If she really liked Limo so much, she would have done everything she could to get him when she was young. In short, Lin Wanting didn't want to face herself as a fool, so she quit, and then the world went out of control. 001 felt that Lin Wanting's dirty words and harsh voice were too ugly. She was such a beautiful person. Everyone has a different way of liking someone. You shouldn't insult yourself like that. Although I don't understand love, I also know that Ms. Lin's self-control and waiting for someone when she was young was very beautiful. No matter, you don't have to say more. In short, I seem to have activated some kind of mechanism, and I can no longer go back to the beautiful past. After saying that, Lin Wanting disappeared, leaving 001 and Error looking at each other. What should we do, Error? Do you still remember our mission? Since she quit, then you have to replace her to maintain the plot of this world. At this time, 001 remembered the real reason why they came to Earth. It turned out that this was the mission. Do you understand? 2 asked 001 seriously. 001 nodded solemnly. Just like before, he accepted the mission and performed the highest etiquette of Araga. I understand. I will complete it. Yes, we are just doing what Lin Wanting wants. This shouldn't be difficult. Both 001 and its companion vessel were very confident in themselves. After all, they had completed every mission on planet Araga with the best results. At this time, it is already the summer vacation after Lin Wanting and the others graduated from high school. Sun Jiaoyang has already gone abroad. 001 was surprised. It seems that Ms. Lin just feels that the 6 years after that are unbearable to look back. You're amazing. You actually used an idiom correctly. Error's praise made 001 stick out his chest proudly. It's nothing. I can't be arrogant. I still need to work hard. I've detected that there's a mission that Ms. Lin should be doing tonight. It's time for us to move out. What is it? 001 asked curiously. It's Ms. Lin. Chapter 319. The Cute Little Angels Li Li La La. Li Mo's transformation was, in fact, amazing to 001. She didn't expect love to have such a big impact on the males on Earth. Yeah, it's a good thing you agreed to him. Otherwise, the males on Earth are so fragile. I don't know what would have happened. Error said with lingering fear. 001 also agreed. After all, the males on Earth were really very weak in their hearts. Li Mo stared at 001's back until she disappeared. Only then did he withdraw his gaze reluctantly. He couldn't help but lower his head and chuckle, but he really couldn't suppress the joy in his heart. Li Mo had never thought that love would be such a beautiful thing. It turned out that love was such a beautiful thing. Previously when he was with Sun Jiaoyang, it couldn't be said that Li Mo didn't have any sincerity. He was indeed moved by her, otherwise, he wouldn't have dated her at all. However, Li Mo's heart did palpitate a little. That was why Sun Jiaoyang felt that he was cold. But now, Li Mo couldn't help but think about the future between him and Lin Wanting. The secretary department school belle and the business administration school hunk were together. This matter was easily seen by others and spread throughout the campus. Even Li Mo and 001 weren't high-profile people, they didn't make a big deal out of it. But Li Mo and 001 were like Siamese twins. They never separated on campus, and their hands were always holding each other's hands. It seemed that the most lovey-dovey couple wouldn't be as inseparable as these two low-key couples. Li Mo and Lin Wanting's appearances were also so outstanding. How could this not attract attention? Li Mo himself was like a faint ink painting. Indifferent but stunning. And Lin Wanting's scholarly aura was also in line with it. Standing together with Li Mo, not only was it very harmonious, but it also increased the aura, making the unique gentle temperament on her body even more prominent. This was truly a delightful couple. When people passed by, they couldn't help but take a few more glances at them. Li Mo liked to take Lin Wanting for a walk on campus. Even if they didn't say anything, as long as her hand was in his palm and he could smell the fragrance on her body, Li Mo felt very satisfied and happy. During class, the two of them also snuggled up to each other. Because their knowledge reserves were similar, they could discuss many things together and share their opinions. 001 didn't think it was a big deal. Apart from being closer to Li Mo, having intimate contact with him, and talking more with him, she didn't feel that her life had changed much after having a boyfriend. Therefore, 001 didn't notice that in class, Li Mo was looking at her more and more softly, and the warm smile in his eyes was getting stronger and stronger. Li Mo couldn't help but gently insert his fingers into 001's fingers. Their fingers were tightly intertwined as if their hearts were connected. However, such a scene, in the eyes of others, was really too affectionate. Since Li Mo and 001 got together, they had to face the scene of them slaughtering each other every day. But the two of them were not aware of it. It was almost the holiday, so Li Mo naturally went back with 001, but he helped her pack up her things. Including what gifts to bring home, Li Mo also bought them with her. It seemed that since he became 001's boyfriend, Li Mo had automatically turned on the considerate function. He was really too meticulous and considerate to 001. Anyway, 001 stood by his side obediently and listened to his opinions. Li Mo liked the feeling of talking intimately with her in a low voice and choosing things. Whenever he looked at Lin Wanting's soft and white cheeks standing beside him, he couldn't help kissing her again and again. Lin Wanting would look up at him faintly, but she always smiled softly at him and indulged him, which made Li Mo's heart palpitate for her. When they took the train back this time, Li Mo and 001 were in the same box, which he had specially arranged. Li Mo could only feel at ease when he watched her fall asleep. But during the day, Li Mo would sit on the bed with her in his arms, look at the scenery outside the window, and talk to her intimately. Li Mo felt that he wanted to be close to Lin Wanting all the time, so as long as he was with her, there was no distance between them. He didn't like this in the past, but everything happened so naturally. In particular, Lin Wanting indulged him so much. Li Mo felt that it was easy for him to be insatiable, so he had to warn himself not to act recklessly. Li Mo really couldn't restrain the surging tide in his heart, but he just gently held 001's hand, put her to his mouth, and kissed the back of her hand gently. This made 001 look back at him, but just like before, she didn't feel much about it. But Liamo couldn't help smiling a little shyly and reaching out to stroke her hair. At the train station, both parents came to pick them up, but Liamo still didn't let go of 001's hand. It was obvious that he wanted to clarify the relationship between him and Lin wanting in front of the parents of the two families, and he didn't want to hide it from them. Liamo looked very calm on the surface, but in fact, he was also nervous in his heart. After all, this was the first time he had met his parents. "Dad, Mom, we're back." The parents of both sides also stood together, watching Liamo come over with Lin wanting. How could they not know this posture? Liamo was calm and let family Lin's parents look at him, without the slightest stage fright, but he couldn't help holding 001's hand tightly. Mr. Li and Mrs. Li looked at each other. Their son had a rule since he was a child. Even if he was in a relationship, they wouldn't interfere too much. What's more, Liamo had just experienced a love injury, and it was good that he could get over it so quickly. Chapter 322. Sweet Little Angels. Lili on planet Araga, Admiral 001, who had always been #1 in external warfare in recent years, standing in the celestial projector, she listened to a mechanical voice commenting on her mission. Yes, 001 obeys. General 001 nodded slightly. He caught the things it sent out. Her voice and expression were as cold and emotionless as the machine just now. However, when she saw the contents clearly, her expressionless face showed a rare look of shock. Her voice, which had been firm and decisive in giving orders during the battle, actually became uncertain at this time. Reward 001. A journey of the 7 emotions and 6 desires on Earth. What does that mean? 001 asked in confusion. However, the voice of the machine remained monotonous. I didn't know that this was the Marshal's order. After saying that, after all, it had done what the Marshal had instructed it to do. Don't you understand? The one who spoke was General 001's companion Error. Everyone on planet Araga was born with a companion artifact. They had deep feelings for each other and would accompany each other for life. He nodded. His eyes were filled with confusion. Your combat ability is already the strongest in Araga. But the opposite was wisdom. The intelligence of the Aragas is not even 1/10 of that of the Earthlings. The Marshal hopes that you will study hard on Earth. Moreover, a qualified strongest warrior is not a killing machine. He hopes that you can have feelings. Earthlings are the most emotional creatures. 001 was the best soldier. She would do her best to complete the tasks assigned by the Marshal, and this time was no exception. Although 001 thought that this was the weirdest and most confusing task she had ever received, all she had to do in the past was to annihilate the demons that invaded Araga. The Aragas were all brawn and no brains. They could not be compared to the cunning Earthlings. However, 001 in the end, she still accepted it solemnly, just like she always did when she shouldered a mission. 001 landed on Earth with her companion, the Error. She knew nothing about Earth. Quickly go invisible. The companion Error shouted at the moment 001 was about to land on her. 001 trusted its judgment, so she immediately opened a protective shield to protect herself, and at the same time, made it so that no one could see her. After 001 stood firm, she suddenly felt embarrassed, although she didn't know this emotion. She was glad that she had listened to Error. Otherwise, she was afraid that she would cause panic among the people on Earth. Because in the eyes of 001, the people on Earth were too small, not even the size of her finger. 001 looked down and saw a group of small insects crawling under her feet. The Araga's body size is too different from Earthlings. You have to shrink. 001 also realized that she couldn't live on Earth with her original body. However, this ratio seemed to be 1 in 1,000, and the strength of 001 would also decrease with the size of the body. But, Error, if I become so weak on Earth, won't it be dangerous? Earthlings have developed brains, but their bodies are very weak. 1,000th of your strength is enough to deal with them. Hearing Error's words, 001 was relieved. When she became the same size as an Earthling, she removed the protective shield and looked at the planet with a curious gaze. Don't worry. I have already collected all the information on Earth. I can show it to you slowly. Now, figure out the mission requirements. As soon as they arrived on Earth, the error automatically received the information. This should be set up by the marshal. Many worlds on this planet have problems. We need to maintain and repair them. During this process, it will be the perfect time for you to experience the 7 emotions and 6 desires. 001. The companion error said this, but with 001's brain, she couldn't understand it at all. Then, let's take the world we arrived in today as an example. You will understand. Lin Wanting has had a crush on Li Mo since high school, the handsome young man in the white shirt sitting in front of her. His wise and clear eyes fell on the blackboard, listening attentively to the lesson. His cold and serious eyes solving problems. His slender white fingers on the desk holding an exercise book. All of these made Lin Wanting deeply fascinated with him. Lin Wanting came from a family of scholars. Her mother worked in the Education Bureau, and her father was a calligrapher. She had a strong scholarly aura since she was a child. She was also gentle and reserved, and her appearance was beautiful and graceful. How could a girl like her easily express her feelings, not to mention at such an important moment in high school? She could only silently watch the boy sitting in front of her every day, carefully guarding this happiness. However, this balance was soon broken by a transfer student, Sun Jiaoyang. She was a passionate and lively young lady from a rich family, and her appearance was also bright and moving. From the first day of the transfer, she fell in love with Li Mo. She confessed to him in front of the whole class, saying that she would definitely pursue him. At the time, Sun Jiaoyang's actions were extremely rebellious and bold. She was almost labeled as a bad student and a bad girl. However, Sun Jiaoyang's father was the boss of the largest group in the area. Because Sun Jiaoyang lost her mother when she was young, he spoiled her very much and would not give her anything she wanted. He didn't care about such a small matter at all. He even praised his daughter for having character and courage. Furthermore, after Sun Jiaoyang transferred, she became the biggest sponsor of the high school. The school could only turn a blind eye to Sun Jiaoyang's behavior. She didn't know whether what she did was right or wrong, but she knew very well that she didn't want to watch Li Mo and Lin Wanting be together. In particular, Li Mo and she were getting closer and closer, and the two of them were even engaged. Xiang Hua saw the rings on Li Mo and Lin Wanting's hands, so she couldn't help but investigate them. After knowing the existence of Sun Jiaoyang, she immediately took action. Speaking of which, Xiang Hua knew Sun Jiaoyang. After all, they were both rich young ladies and they were in the same circle. However, they were often compared to each other. In fact, they didn't really get along. But now, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. There was still a long time before the holiday. After Li Mo and 001 got engaged, they were forbidden to contact each other for a period of time. Seeing Li Mo's fierce posture at the engagement party, Father Lin and Mother Lin were worried that he would do something out of line after the engagement. Lin Wanting was still young, and they were still studying. It would be bad if anything happened at this time. After all, 001 had become his fiancé. Li Mo didn't want to offend his father-in-law too much. Even if they couldn't meet each other, Li Mo and 001 could still call each other and video call each other. At the beginning, Li Mo was really happy. He just wanted to see 001 to relieve his longing and see if she was okay. Li Mo would video call 001 every night and whisper his love words to her, which made him very happy. However, in the end, it was a little different. Because one day, when 001 just came out of the shower to video call Li Mo, the water drops on her body were not dried, and her nightdress hung loosely on her body. Not only was she exposed, but she was also wet and seductive. This made Li Mo, who was peeping at the other side of the video, very excited. Li Mo couldn't help but think back to that time in the school dormitory. He almost had a nosebleed again. This made Li Mo's breathing become rapid, and his body couldn't help but have a reaction. Looking at 001 in the video, Li Mo quietly put his hands under his body, and his face became redder and redder. Li Mo's eyes became misty, and he almost couldn't help moaning. "Baby, take off your clothes, okay?" Li Mo coaxed 001. Even the young man, who was like an ink painting, was no different from other men at this time. 001 carefully looked at Li Mo in the video. According to the data she scanned, she naturally knew what Li Mo was doing. But since she was his fiancée, 001 felt that she had the obligation to help him in this aspect. Therefore, she took off her clothes in front of Li Mo in the video and followed his instructions. Although he couldn't actually touch 001, it was also interesting, which made Li Mo very excited both mentally and physically. Until Li Mo stopped panting, he couldn't wait to hug 001 and kiss her hard, but she was on the other side of the video. Even now, Li Mo could still remember the faint fragrance that lingered at the tip of his nose. Thus, when his mother said those words, he felt an indescribable strangeness in his heart. At this time, Li Mo looked at 001 in surprise and doubt. Was the person who sent him back last night really her? Li Mo directly asked 001, "Did you send me home last night?" 001's eyes widened uncontrollably. How could he know? However, she quickly retorted, "It wasn't me." However, Li Mo, who had been paying attention to 001, had already seen her expression just now. He already knew in his heart. Li Mo quickly let go of 001. He turned around and did not look at her. He said lightly, "Don't follow me anymore." After all, Lin Wanting had not confessed to him, and Li Mo could not refuse her. But he thought that with Lin Wanting's temperament, she will not come to him again in the future if he treats her so coldly. Although 001 really wanted to complete the task, since Li Mo said so, she would go back. After all, 001 always remembered that she was secretly in love with him. Since Li Mo had found out, there was no need to continue. 001 turned around and left so simply, which made Li Mo a little confused for a while. At this time, he actually felt that Lin Wanting was very obedient and a little cute. Handsome Li Mo Shui quickly forgot about this thought. As soon as she saw that the person was Li Mo, she clicked on it casually. "Li Mo, what's the matter?" Lin Wanting's voice was as soft as ever, which made Li Mo's ears move slightly. He had to admit that when he was waiting for Lin Wanting, he was unconsciously nervous. He hadn't had a video call with Lin Wanting yet. This perspective was very strange, but Lin Wanting's voice eased this feeling very well. Li Mo calmed his tumbling mood and told her what Mama Li had told him. This made the smile on 001's face widen. She said in surprise, "That's great. Thank Auntie for me." Hearing Lin Wanting's words and looking at her expression, Li Mo's lips unconsciously showed a smile. Therefore, his words became softer. "Wait a minute. I still have some here. I'll show them to you. Which flavor do you like?" When Li Mo left, 001 took off her clothes and began to change into pajamas. When Li Mo re-entered the video interface, the first thing he saw was a small, delicate, and fair waist, and even more beautiful and alluring scenery above it. The phone in Li Mo's hand fell immediately, making a loud noise, which was heard by other students in the dormitory. And Li Mo's nose finally couldn't help bleeding. He quickly covered his nose. Although Li Mo was fast enough, a few drops still fell on his quilt, showing a dazzling bright red color. Li Mo was completely stunned, and her mind was completely filled with the scene she had just seen. After changing her clothes, 001 looked at the black video in confusion. Why did Li Mo suddenly hang up? After Li Mo came to her senses, he hurriedly covered his phone. He was afraid that others would see such a pornographic scene.